Are you looking for ways to refresh your outdoor space without spending a fortune? Well, in today's video, I'm sharing 10 budget-friendly DIYs using thrift store finds. These projects are easy to replicate and perfect for adding charm and personality to your yard or patio. So let's get started.
Last week, I picked up this combination table lamp at Goodwill for just $12.99.
I am just going to turn it into an outdoor table. It is really heavy because look, it has this cast iron base in it. So it's not going to tip over. I just need to figure out what is the easiest way to get the electrical out of here. So I'm just going to pop off the socket here, and I think I'll just cut the cord to save myself some time. So now I should be able to pull the cord out through the bottom. I'm not sure how I'm going to get this pole off, and I'm not sure how much this pole is helping to hold the whole thing together. So inside this tube and all through here is probably one long metal pipe. Here's one end of it with a nut holding it in place, and there's the other end screwed into this iron plate. Oh, that was easier than I thought. I thought that was going to be super tight. And there's the pipe. If I cut it, there's no way to screw anything on there. Oh, and that's very loose. So another option is that I go get another piece of this metal tube that would be the right length and just pull this long one out and replace it. Wonder if this will fit on here without taking that off. Holy cow, that's lucky. All right, I'm gonna get this cleaned up and I'm going to spray paint it black.
For a really durable, corrosion-resistant finish, I'm using a Rust-Oleum enamel spray paint on the table and on the bird cage. This paint has really good coverage, so one coat completely covered it. To add a plant, I removed the plastic hangers from a hanging pot and cut open the hole in the center of the bottom of the pot. Then I was able to push the plant onto the lamp pole through that hole and up through the top of the pot. I'm sure the plant didn't like that, but it'll recover. Then I slid the bird cage over the pot. I probably should have used an empty pot and added the plant after, or just bought a smaller plant, because I did damage some of the stems. For the next project, I'm going to use this metal stand that I thrifted a few years ago. I've used it in a variety of ways, but I think it was designed to hold a gazing ball. But this year, I want to add a wire basket to it. I think this was a hanging basket similar to those you can buy at Dollar Tree. In fact, it may have come from Dollar Tree some time ago. To attach the basket to the stand, I'm just going to use some florist wire. I picked up some black florist wire at Dollar Tree so that it would match the color of the metal. I just twisted the wire through the basket and the stand, and when I was done, it was really secure. I bought this metal welcome sign at Dollar Tree for $5, but right now I'm only interested in using the butterflies. The 4 smaller butterflies popped off easily with pliers, but the 2 larger ones were attached more securely. I think I could have eventually broke them off, but to avoid damaging them and just to save time, I used my angle grinder to cut them off. I don't care for the bright paint colors that you find on most yard art, so I sprayed both sides of the butterfly with some gold spray paint that I had on hand. I think this gives it a much more sophisticated appearance. Once the spray paint was dry, I began attaching the butterflies to the front side of the basket by running gold florist wire, also from Dollar Tree, through the holes in the butterflies and around the ribs of the basket. I also attached 2 of the butterflies to the wire stand. When I finished, I thought it needed a few more butterflies, and I found 2 metal ones in my stash that I had thrifted some time ago. I sprayed them with the same gold paint and attached them with more gold florist wire. I did need to rearrange a couple of the previously attached butterflies to create a nice arrangement. This should hold up well outdoors, but I put it on my covered front porch to protect it from the weather because I really love how it turned out, and I may want to use this indoors at some point. Last week, while working on my patio, I lifted this ceramic table while wearing gardening gloves, and this happened. I made a post asking you guys for suggestions, and you came up with some great ideas. Several of you mentioned using it to create a fairy garden, and that's what I was thinking too. I thought the stool fit perfectly in this little nook in my front yard. Once I had it situated, I added some dirt to the inside of the stool, filling it about 1/4 of the way full. I'm not sure what will grow here, but I transplanted a couple of small hostas to the dirt inside the stool. Then I went looking for a miniature house to use and found this church that I had previously thrifted for $1.49. It had a little glass window, so I popped out the figurines that were glued behind the window to make room for some solar fairy lights. I ran the lights through a hole in the top of the stool and then stuffed the entire strand inside the house. I placed the house on top of the mound of dirt inside the stool and clipped the solar panel to the holes on the top of the stool. I realized the hostas would grow and hide the little house, so I dug them up and planted a couple of ivy plants inside the stool instead. When I was looking for a house to use, I saw this tiny wheelbarrow and birdhouse in my stash and added those in between the ivy. I also grabbed a Dollar Tree frog to sit next to the stool. The next day, I hunted through my stash of miniatures and found a rabbit and a piece of fencing that I added to the fairy garden. I know some of you are surprised that I didn't add any birds. I also wanted to add a plant to the top of the stool, so I moved the solar panel to the ground behind the frog. I'm not loving how this fern looks, though. I think a plant that droops over the sides of the stool would look much better. Maybe just a large ivy plant. A couple viewers suggested growing moss on the stool, and I love that idea. I've never tried growing moss before, but I think I'm going to have to give it a try. I thrifted this magazine rack at Goodwill for $3.99. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn on the camera for the first part of this project, but I cut down a cocoa liner meant for a small window box. The liner was a thrift store find too. I filled it with dirt and added some flowers and ivy. I thought it would be so whimsical to sit it next to a chair like you would do indoors if it was full of magazines. This is such a simple DIY, but I think it might be my favorite project this week. I regularly find lanterns at my thrift stores, and they're usually reasonably priced and in great condition.
I don't know if you have priced solar lanterns lately, but they are pretty pricey. And so I picked up this lantern for $5.99 at Goodwill, and I'm going to turn it into a solar lantern, or at least I hope I'm going to.
First, I popped the top off of an old Dollar Tree solar stake. Next, I'm going to pry off this top metal piece so that I have a spot for the solar light.
There we go. I was kind of hoping that it was going to fit inside rather than sit on top. Let me see if I've got a smaller one. So this one is silver, That is going to be perfect. Oh, I like that even better that it slid down. All right, now I just need to sit it out, let it get some sunlight, and we'll see if it works tonight. All right, let's try it again with this lantern that was only $3.99, but it is missing one of the pieces of glass. So I could remove the other pieces of glass so that it just looks like it was never meant to have any. In fact, I think that is what I will do. So most lanterns have little prongs on the inside that hold the piece of glass in place. And you can just easily pry those up and voila, the glass comes out, easy peasy. This lantern obviously had a red candle in it at one time.
This might be easier if I used my angle grinder or some kind of metal cutter, but I like to show you that for most of my DIY projects, you don't need any special tools. By using just pliers and a hammer, I was able to open up the hole in the top of this lantern. I bought another solar stake at Dollar Tree, but this one has a square-shaped solar panel, which I popped off. Since the underside of the panel is flat, I applied caulk to the bottom of the panel and around the top of the lantern to hold it in place. Caulk can be used as a weather-resistant adhesive for joining lightweight items together. I love how the solar light makes the candle look like it's lit, even though it's not. I thrifted this pretty gold candlestick for $3.99 at Goodwill, and I'm going to use it outdoors this summer. I think at the end of the summer, I'll probably clean it up and use it indoors. I just think it's very pretty, and it's surprisingly really heavy. That's why I knew I would be able to use it outdoors. It's heavy enough that the wind shouldn't blow it over. I specifically purchased a gold-colored solar light at Dollar Tree to use in place of a candle. Since it's not a snug fit, I'm just going to add a little bit of caulk in the candle cup, and I think that's going to hold it really well. But I'll still be able to pull it out if I ever want to put a candle in there. Look how pretty this looks lit up at night. I've thrifted several beverage dispensers over the years because they are so versatile. They're very large in size, but usually very inexpensive. For this project, I bought a rechargeable battery-operated cat water fountain, and it fits perfectly in the top of the beverage dispenser. The fountain will run for some time before needing to be recharged. I'm not sure how long, but I'm going to attach a portable battery charger so that it will run as long as possible. To keep the battery dry, I put it inside a Ziploc bag before placing it in the beverage dispenser. I ran the cord out through the spigot hole. Then I added the water bowl and filled it up and attached the cord to the charging port. I placed the beverage dispenser just outside our patio doors so I can watch the birds when they come. Hopefully, the birds will come. I recently went to the thrift store specifically looking for a container to hold a stainless steel dog's water bowl. And I found this pretty terracotta urn, and the bowl fit inside perfectly. I just placed it near the water spigot so it will be easy to keep fresh water available for Edgar. The terracotta frog is just for fun. I actually found him while digging up plants in my front yard. I thrifted this miniature bird cage for $1.99, and I'm going to use it as a bird feeder. You know I'm saving these faux flowers for a future project, but for now I'm going to fill the cage with a few suet balls. I purchased these at Walmart. I added a little florist wire just to make sure that the top stayed closed. And to hang it, I just ran a Dollar Tree S-hook through the top of the cage. Once again, I hung it near the patio door so I can enjoy watching the birds. Or the squirrels, whoever finds it first. Thrift stores are full of these old wood word signs. Look for large ones that are open on the back. They can be used to disguise a variety of eyesores. Don't worry about the words or design on the front of the sign because you could always paint it. To secure it in place, I'm using industrial strength Velcro. This stuff is heavy duty. My son actually reattached his broken mailbox to its post using this Velcro. I placed one strip on the back of the sign and the opposing strip along the outer edge of a mechanical box on the side of our house. Instead of spending $100 on a new spring wreath, I bought 2 wreaths at Goodwill for $3.99 each. Even if you don't need a wreath, they are a great way to buy faux flowers at a cheap price. But I do need a new spring wreath. I liked the large flowers on the second wreath, but oddly, it was almost triangular in shape, so I'm going to take it apart. The flowers were wired to some kind of rubber tubing, which I found very strange. Has anyone ever seen a wreath like this? To make the other wreath extra lush and abundant like the expensive wreaths, I cut down the stems on some of the large flowers and pushed them into the grapevine. I chose pink and green ones, colors that were already present in the wreath. I also did a lot of fluffing to straighten out the bent stems. I think it ended up looking like a very expensive wreath, but it only cost me $8. And I still have several flowers left, so I'm going to add them to this thrift store pitcher that only cost me $2.99. I just trimmed the stems so they were all approximately the same length and stuck them in the pitcher. I guess if I'm using the pitcher outdoors, I should probably add some rocks to the bottom just to make sure the wind doesn't blow it over. Just a few final touches and I'll be done with the front porch. As you can probably guess, this rug has been here since before Thanksgiving, so I'm trading it out for a new one from Target. Although I love the look of rusty, crusty iron, this plant stand is definitely ready for a refresh. I didn't bother trying to remove the rust. I just sprayed it with Rust-Oleum's protective enamel. With just one coat, it looked brand new. I actually hope some of the rust will start showing through. Thank you so much for watching today. And if you want even more ideas for repurposing thrift store finds for outdoor spaces, here's another video I think you'll like.